The Galactic Council had waited a long time for this moment. For hundreds of years, they had watched her from far away. A small blue planet, young technology, slow space travel. To the Council, humanity looked harmless. That is why Earth was invited. The Council chamber was vast and bright. Dozens of alien leaders sat in a wide circle. Some had scales, some had fur, others had shining metal skin. They whispered to each other, calm and confident. "This will be easy," one of them said. "Humans will beg for protection," another replied. When the human delegation arrived, there were only 3 of them. They wore simple dark clothes. No armor, no visible weapons. They bowed politely. The Council felt relaxed, almost bored. The lead human spoke in a calm voice. "Humanity thanks the Council for this invitation. We come in peace." The translators worked perfectly. The words sounded honest. Everything was going as expected. Then a sudden alert interrupted the room. A low sound echoed through the chamber. Red lights flashed once, then stayed on. A technician stood up quickly. "Council members, something has entered the outer system." The large screen behind the Council activated. At first, there was nothing, just stars. Then the stars began to disappear. Something huge was moving forward, blocking the light behind it. The object was dark, silent, and massive, larger than any ship the Council had ever seen. The scanner struggled to read it. Size unknown. Energy output extreme. Ship class unidentified. The room filled with uneasy silence. One Council member turned to the humans. "What is that?" he asked. The humans did not look surprised. They looked prepared. The lead human slowly raised his eyes to the screen. "That," he said calmly, "is part of our diplomatic mission." The Council's confidence vanished in an instant, and the ship continued to move closer. The silence in the Council chamber felt heavy. No one spoke. No one moved. All eyes stayed on the massive shape on the screen. It kept moving forward, slow and steady, like it did not care who was watching. The scanners tried again. This time, the numbers became worse. Power levels climbed higher. Mass readings broke old limits. The system computer issued a warning it had never used before. Object exceeds known ship classifications. Several Council members stood up at once. "This is not a diplomatic vessel," one of them said sharply. "This is a weapon." The lead Council speaker turned toward the human delegation. His voice was tense. "You said you came in peace." The human did not deny it. "We did," he replied calmly. "And we still do." The ship sent no threats. No weapons were aimed. No fighters launched. It simply stopped near the edge of the system, close enough to be seen, far enough to show restraint. A military advisor whispered to the Council, "If that ship fires, our defenses will not stop it." Fear spread through the chamber. The speaker pointed at the screen. "Order that ship to leave. Now!" The human paused for a moment, then spoke. "That ship is not under your command," he said. "It is under ours." Anger replaced fear. "You dare bring a warship to first contact?" a Council member shouted. The human looked at him, steady and calm. "You invited us," he said. "You did not ask how we travel safely." The speaker narrowed his eyes. "Is it a threat?" The human shook his head slowly. "No," he answered. "It is an escort." The word echoed through the chamber. "Escort," a technician suddenly called out, his voice shaking. "The ship is transmitting an identification signal." The screen changed. One line of text appeared. "Human fleet, Titan class." The Council understood then. This was not diplomacy as they knew it, and the worst fear had just begun. The Council chamber erupted into noise. Voices overlapped. Screens flashed. Advisors rushed between seats. Fear and anger mixed together. "This is unacceptable," one leader shouted. "They planned this," another accused. The Council speaker slammed his staff against the floor. "Silence." Slowly, the room calmed. He turned to the humans. His face was tight with control. "You brought a Titan-class warship into our space without warning. This is a violation." The The human diplomat listened carefully. "We followed every rule we were given," he replied. "You invited humanity. You did not forbid protection." The council speaker ignored the answer. "Order the ship to retreat," he commanded, "or this meeting ends." The human looked at his companions. Then he looked back. "The ship will hold position," he said. "It will not advance. It will not attack." "That is not enough," the speaker snapped. Outside, a new alert appeared. A nearby alien fleet had begun to move. The fleet belonged to a minor power, one known for aggression. They had watched the situation closely and saw an opportunity. "They think humanity is weak," a military advisor whispered. "They want to test you." Weapons on the alien fleet began to charge. The council froze. The speaker turned pale. "This is your doing," he said to the humans. The human did not deny it. "This is exactly why the ship is here," he said calmly, "to prevent mistakes." The Titan-class ship did not move, but its systems came online. Energy surged across its surface. Not aimed, not aggressive. Ready? The aggressive fleet sent a message. "Power down your ship or we will fire." The council waited for the humans to panic. They did not. The lead human stepped forward. "If they fire," he said quietly, "we will respond." The speaker swallowed. "Respond how?" The human looked at the screen. "Decisively." The weapons timer on the alien fleet reached its final seconds, and the galaxy held its breath. The countdown on the alien fleet reached 0. Nothing happened. For a single second, the universe felt frozen. Then the Titan-class warship moved. It did not rush forward. It did not aim at the fleet. Instead, a single weapon port opened along its side. Slow, controlled. The council gasped. Energy gathered, glowing bright white and blue. The reading spiked so high that several screens went dark. "Stop," the council speaker shouted. "This is madness." The human diplomat raised one hand. "Please," he said calmly. "Watch." The weapon fired. There was no loud explosion, no firestorm. A thin beam of light crossed a void and struck a lifeless moon far from any world. For a moment, nothing changed. Then the moon cracked. Not slowly, not violently. It simply broke apart, as if it had never been solid at all. The pieces turned to dust and vanished into space. The chamber fell silent. The aggressive alien fleet shut down its weapons instantly. Power levels dropped to 0. Their commander sent a message filled with fear. "We surrender. We withdraw." The Titan-class weapon powered down. No second shot followed. The human turned back to the council. "That was not an attack," he said. "That was a warning." The speaker's voice trembled. "You could have destroyed them." "Yes," the human replied. "But we chose not to." One council member whispered, "This ship could end empires." The human nodded. "It could," he said, "but it exists to stop wars, not start them." The Titan-class ship returned to silence, massive and patient. The galaxy had just seen a fraction of human power, and the council realized something terrifying. Humanity had been holding back. The council chamber felt smaller now. The fear was no longer loud. It was quiet, heavy. The Titan-class warship floated outside like a silent judge. It did nothing, yet everyone felt its presence. The council speaker leaned forward. His voice was no longer sharp. "Why?" he asked the humans. "Why build something like that?" The human diplomat took a slow breath. "Because we learned early," he said, "that the universe is not kind to the weak." The room listened. "Humanity was never the strongest," the human continued. "We were not the fastest, not the smartest." Some council members looked confused. "But we survived," he said, "and survival taught us one rule: never arrive unprepared." He explained how Earth faced constant threats, wars, disasters, near extinction. Every time humanity adapted, we did not rush into space, he said. We watched, we learned, we prepared. The Titan-class ship was not built for conquest. It was built to protect. Another council member asked quietly, "Is it your strongest ship?" The human smiled faintly. No, he said. It is standard. The word hit harder than any weapon. A council advisor whispered in fear. How many? The human looked at the stars on the screen. Enough, he answered, to make sure no one decides our fate for us again. The room was silent. Humanity did not ask for fear. They did not demand control. They only demanded respect. The council speaker lowered his head. For the first time, he said slowly, the galaxy has misunderstood you. The human nodded. You are not the first, he replied. You will not be the last. Outside, the Titan-class ship waited, and the council knew the truth now. Humanity was not asking to join the galaxy. Humanity had arrived as an equal. The council did not argue anymore. They sat in silence, thinking about what they had seen and what they had learned. The galaxy they understood no longer existed. The council speaker finally stood. Humanity, he said carefully, what do you want? The human diplomat did not answer at once. He looked at the stars, at the Titan-class ship waiting outside. We want what every species wants, he said. Safety, choice, respect. The speaker nodded slowly. No threats, the human continued. No force laws. No hidden control. The council listened closely. Humanity will not rule the galaxy, the human said, but we will not kneel either. A vote was called. One by one, the lights turned green. Unanimous. Humanity was recognized as a full galactic power. New rules were written that day. No species could attack another without consequence. No council decision could be enforced by fear alone. Balance had returned. Outside, the Titan-class warship received the signal. Its engines glowed softly. The ship turned away from the system, slow and calm. It did not chase. It did not threaten. It left because it had been understood. As it disappeared into the stars, the council watched in silence. One advisor spoke softly. They came with peace and strength. The speaker nodded. We expected diplomats, he said. We met guardians. Far away, aboard the Titan-class ship, the human crew returned to their duties. First contact was complete. Humanity had spoken without shouting, and the galaxy would never forget the day it learned a simple truth. When humanity arrived, it arrived prepared.